You know, the narcissist and or fully encapsulated awareness, which is the mind is now enshrouding the awareness. There is no more possibility of I getting out of prison anytime soon. When it's the mind there, really, I mean, it tries to make everything permanent. It's one thing to know about the nature of the mind. It really wants it to be set in stone, kind of stationary, solid, whatever it is, right? That's how we look at it, right? Otherwise, we don't have control enough to see. And that's just not the truth. I mean, it's not the truth, and but that's just the way that the mind needs things. It's like a laboratory, right? A laboratory, a science lab where you have an experience, perhaps, and then you put that in the mind. But see, the thing is if you haven't become purely aware, which is just a bodily experience, then your mind is not going to gather that as much, but is gathering something of itself more because it's got this thing going on where it wants to stay more permanent than anything else. One thing to look at it, one way to look at it. So if it's it's just the mind looking at the mind, and so the experiences are not being gauged right. It's distortion. See, we're already inside of a huge mind. That's what I like to call it. The mind of God. Pardon me. And if you really contemplate the whole thing, I mean, boy, how, the mind, because of all of this, I mean, bottom line is control. It wants control, right? So we all know this, and we're really talking about the narcissist here. But over time, what, 200 years, it's the mind and its nature and the whole. I mean, if there was ever something pointing at, hey, be careful of that damn thing, it's calling it the narcissist. It's narcissism. Just the fully encapsulated, I say fully encapsulated awareness. In fact, the mind is shrouding its ability to comprehend the real life, pardon me, your life, which is reality. We only have so much time here, and it's amazing. You get into the body, and you do all these things, and who knows, for me, it's getting into the body because I have Aries rising, and you want to look at, what your physicality is expressing, and I'm just down home physicality expressing physicality. That's what the Aries in the first house means, and so that's the main thing where what I wanted to talk about is the spontaneity of the being as awareness and not the mind. The mind has too much rational and logic and suggestion behind it, where it won't act reliably with integrity. Not really. There's a lot that we're processing here as far as an entire life. And by the time we get up to, say, my age, 49, 50, I would say that's when you're prime. You should be in this, like, now you're ready to release. If anything, it's just energy that you have gotten from having an interest that pays off. Really, it's you paying attention to whatever, because it doesn't matter what it is. If you're paying attention enough, you're going to get you're going to penetrate to the prime meaning or core or essence of that thing or situation. And you're just going to become wise about it. And it's, at first you're accumulating energy, but now you're holding it and also just trickling it out, and um, being more efficient as far as some things. I'm sorry about sounding so vague, but you see, this life is not all what it seems. So when you keep penetrating through truths, each individual has this kind of, school that they're going through. And astrology really helps to point at the individual, like, well, oh, wow, okay, so through this kind of mindset, they're approaching it physically like this with the love that they know about this. You know what I'm saying? And you can see all of that with the Mercury, Mars, Venus, Jupiter. All of these things are pointing at just a possibility within all kinds of possibilities. But see, it gets very colorful. The ambiance and genres that we can experience in life. That you really have to be paying attention, though. I mean, you're not going to associate a single word until you have an experience. And having said that, people don't even realize that kids don't come here knowing words first. They know experiences first. And now, having said that, we go beyond physical here, like beyond the obvious. We feel people's intentions, whether it's an intention there or not. Having said this, I had an experience yesterday I went to the waste disposal place and I did what I've always done, really. I mean, not always. I mean, I'm not there excessively. See, collecting wood, and it became, I don't want to talk about this right now, but the bottom line is one of the workers there, I can tell when he started approaching me, I could just tell that when he got into what he was saying, and I stood up for myself and I said all that I needed to say. See, being spontaneous, I just stood up for myself and I said what he needed to hear so that he can do the math and then self-reflect, like, okay, so really, I was just his punching bag right then. He just saw a punching bag. He thought he can just come up and start. And it really spells out, um, to me, it's like, okay, so this is what's become this person, that person, and these kinds of people treating women that way. You see, the whole situation, my eye is open, and I'm very intuitive and sensitive, and I can tell, okay, but this person is not only having a bad day, they have a shitty life. This here is one of these toddlers that were treated. They've never had a great time treated by people. Say it's about people, and he couldn't contain himself. I've seen him there many times before. And this is the thing, is like, he's been cool to me and everything, and we've been cool. See, and I remain cool, but he was completely fucking uncool. And I could just tell he was having not only a bad day, babes. These are people, I don't want to fucking mention it, but hey, we can notice you that, yeah, narcissists, little toddlers that have been treated very poorly. You had a rough life. No freedom. They kept telling you no. This is the thing, is that they put you in your head about people. It's about people. The landscape of people. And let me tell you what those are. Non-existent. They're struggling. That's the mind we were just trying to talk about in the beginning. They don't exist. It's a desert wasteland as far as existential reality. They're not here. That's why I try to explain to people, babe, if you're gathering information about people, and you do, and really you should just be gathering information about the truth. Is it a good feeling or not? Were you left with a good feeling? Can you perpetuate a good feeling, people? Huh? See, this is the problem we have with narcissists, is they don't know anything about what. You need to take responsibility and perpetuate a good feeling by managing your mind, and don't let it manage you to death by way of what happened. Well, early on, you were told something and you started believing it. Well, it comes with a feeling, really. Somebody is there oppressing you, saying, I can just tell you, I can just probably just tie your fucking hands up. because I don't want you to move right now. And this is because a narcissist tries to become other people's faculties. If you let them, they will. The codependent, causing narcissist, who is just a codependent themselves, tries to become every bit of your crutch and limbs, and pretty soon you don't have your life, and you're not. It's pathetic. If we know our words, path is there. It's a pathology that opens up, and you're like, wow! Before you know it, the most independent and self-sustaining people can become destroyed through a codependent, um, covert narcissist there who turns you. They turn people into codependents, by the way. They play it because it's an energetic game. I explained it before, and I don't want to get into it now, but I can see something more and more happening that you know what? I don't know that I don't care about if it's not gender, but I do see a trade happening with gender. Mainly because now is it men that have high paying jobs, and then what? See, these are narcissist babes, and they don't understand something. First of all, they don't have to be highly abused. It could happen. Like I said in a lot of my other videos, and I see that I'm getting less follows. It's like whatever. Um, what's going to happen is that I'm going to make a breakthrough, and I'll get like 300 more follows over, subscribers over, and but that's not my point here. My point is mostly, babe, I do my therapy here. I don't have anybody to talk to, and this is the way you do it. You talk to yourself. Of course, I look at it, really, you go by a feeling. And I'll listen to it once so I can come up with a title. If it's channeled, I have no idea what I said. I have to go back and listen to it. It's like, oh no, look at that. No, fuck yeah, baby. Talking about some personal things, but then expanding it and saying, no, look, this is the condition that humanity faces right now. That money system that takes care of narcissists, who are just obedient workers. They just take orders and they feel all fit in now because they were abused. Something went on there. And I'm not saying that it's totally wrong to get a system that starts to build in operations of keeping us comfy living. But if you knew anything more past your limited mind, mental strata of experiences here, of what civilization, so called, and just go outside of the box your own self and have an experience way different than what they're telling you, that's like, no, actually they have lied. There's no shortages here coming, and actually we don't know what to do with it because we're stupid now. That's what's really happened. Then you can be part of just saying, you just know there's something else. That's why we're talking about it. That's why Jesus was saying, bye. Any civilization that ends up falling back on a money system, any people that uses money, has most likely moved away from their core creative abilities. They've lost a lot of wisdom, and that thing there that makes whatever it does, how it makes money. Now I'm talking about the mint machines, how it comes up with the technologies, like really the technological, the metals, the stamping, and the whole, to make sure it's not duplicated. I would say that that's alien technology, not even non-human. It's parasitical. Okay, something. No, how does it come in? You want to get back into the mind? How that infiltration can happen from another universe, from another. It's not human. What I mean, it's not human. It's not humane because it's not part of the universe. Now, there's many universes, perhaps, and maybe some of them work, and some of them are collapsing, and something wants to come in and fuck with the experiment happening here, which is working better. And when we say human babes, when we say the universe, we can say love. We even say God. You know, the your Christianity and just your mind, whatever you are, as a mind listening to words and getting hung up on it all, you need an experience, that's all. And then you can know the difference, why a word is even here. The nature of words versus the true nature of God and or reality, which is beyond all words and symbols. It's just an experience. And there is a whole conversation to be had about that long ago. It was already had. And it keeps celebrating, though. You have to keep celebrating. That celebration is called Mahamudra. It's the same as, now they say, now what is Mahamudra? Well, when you just go, when the sun rises, you have a flower. It grows first, but then eventually that flower is this sensitive thing. And then the sun comes up, and if you look at it right, you've all seen the quickened version of a flower in one day, how it just goes, and it goes down and it comes back up, right? And and what controls that, Huns? Is that an ego right there saying, I am and I am doing this? Because believe this or not, human beings are the same way. They are just as beautifully established into this intelligence that you don't have to say that, oh, I got to control any of this, or I got to logically think if this is the right move or not. Nope. Just move and watch it, and then recall as best you can. Was it divinity working there? Was it just the right math? Yes. When I responded to that person who was using me as a punching bag, and I'm seeing it more and more, it's like, wait a minute, because I kind of ended up doing that, being angry myself, right? Of course. And so I was able to see it yesterday with Chiron, Mercury conjunct Chiron, and you can bet that other people are going through something, right? And they have to handle their wound and how they feel, but this person could not contain. I mean, not everybody's going to be like, oh, I'd like Spock, like me, and start analyzing. Well, where did this emotion come from? I'm pretty sure that it has nothing to do with me at all. But really now, that person said some things, and I had to snap back at them, and I'm going to tell them some things when I go back there. I have been here for fucking almost 40 years, and I've been using that dump quietly, and we take our risks about the gathering wood thing there, but the truth is, that wood is everybody's wood. It should be more displayed like, this is the locals' fucking um, resources being thrown out here. We can use this. And they were being cool about it, but it was just today this guy has a and I know that after he experienced who I was, or whatever it was that I was being at the time, which I was nothing but smiles, but when I can see that finally he was fucking punching me. I told him some things, and it was more righteous than anything. And when he was walking away, I could tell he was like, please don't crush me like the fucking already just crushed fucking worm that I am. And I didn't. But no, just my being there was crushing. He heard my voice. I'm not one of these ladies that talk like this and those people have got a throat chocolate problem. You can see it everywhere. Anyway, and fucking unsubscribe, fucking don't follow me, but I would say just hang in there for the people that are forefronting for you, which is hanging there for yourself. Give yourself a fucking chance through these times. Right now, feel the Mars and Aries. Where is it in your chart? See, I would love to help people, whoever's here doing this, but it's just a lot of work for me. I don't have enough help to get established money wise, and see, I can't, and I hate this the way I look in money. Ugh. I don't appreciate what it's doing. I see what it's doing. I look at it, and I dare look at it, and it's like, well, so what? I can sell and get money here, and I can get a fucking pod and sleep in it for the rest of my life. People have done that around here, and they're honorable. They're actually very wise. They're actually very controversial. They're actually very awesome people. But, just like with everybody else here, they're not free of the fucking disease the world will cause in you. If you really try to make sense out of it, it'll make you go fucking diseased and fucked up. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, and there's people that just fear this. Oh, Christ. Where are you? Over there? There she is. Hi, Christ. Hi, how are you doing? Get it in you. You only have so much time here, and I'm here to tell you, if you do get it in you, no more diseases, no more sickness, no more old age, and, no more getting old, and no more dwelling. I'll tell you where your diseases come from. It's from not being the complete fucking you that you're supposed to be here. Number one, that's number one. You need to go in and say, wait a minute. See, that's why kids always got sick. Influenza. Influenza means influence in Chinese. If you are around people's minds too much and you think that, and you guys are influencing each other, you guys got to get away from each other. You're going to get sick anyway. This is what happens. This is what really happens as kids until you learn that the mind cannot have existential reality, so the thoughts that you acquire about each other cannot have existential reality. You have to just keep logging in what is the truth about these people and do it a different way that goes by feeling, right? And for the most part, you need to know that if you're a child coming from the place of a child, all you want to do is good. All you want to do is learn the right way to be the right thing to be. All that people really want to do is the right thing until they get influenced by these other fucking people. And I'm here to tell you that people don't exist. They're not real, just like the mind. I'm sorry about this look and everything, but that's something we can try to peel away at, because I didn't just say that you're invalid as a being here. People are people, beings are beings. Awareness is awareness, mind is mind. Diametric opposites, they can't really have one foot in one door and one foot in the other. No, what you do is you know that there's an illusion, and you jump in and you say, wow, really, you guys take this that seriously? And you're starving each other out, and you can't afford that. But only money does. And let me tell you, 2-bit money does. Right now you can see it. It's the world condensed right now. Your not even your brain surgeon makes enough money to pop up out of it and say, now I can help people. Nah, they are playing the starve each other out game. That's all that money can do. Sorry. I'll say it again. And I can get more unfollows and more unsubscribes. And do you think fucking Jesus had that too? You people are so fucking lame. Sorry, I'm going to start yelling at you now, right? Get on my side and make these your words and say, fuck yeah, I know who you're talking to. These people that their comfort zone is sickness, staying sick, being fearful, too sheltered, staying sick. Get rid of that memory, bad memory bank of yours. This is a beautiful life, reality you can see. If you can just go out into Mother Nature and look at what has happened. It's fucking heaven on earth, and it's waiting. So in the meantime, I put this on my Facebook. I'm pretty sure it happened, babes. I got to go look at it and say, did this really happen? It's just me here, and am I hallucinating? No. The guy that put 12 trucks of asphalt down, and I talk about this because we're in the mountains. It's pristine along the creek here. When I say we, I come from 35 years ago, a community that cared about this place, that they can just see it. It's so pristine. Every fucking square inch, the dirt, the grass, the weeds, the plants, everything. That's why we're here. Not this person. And when you look at it, it's like, no, I can tell this person doesn't belong up here. Anyway, God. Should be penalized, because now look at what happened. See, I have these apple trees, and I'm trying to keep them. I'm making sure that I don't want them to freeze, because the last 3 years ago they froze and I wouldn't get fruits, and they give fruits. And we love our fruit trees. We love to see the flowers and have what this guy did. He's doing some work in his front yard. He pruned his apple trees that are in mid-bloom. There was fucking flowers all over it, and this means that there's going to be apples this year. Okay, you know that, right? This guy, he pruned it yesterday. It's May. It's May. Mother's Day. Mother's Day. This is driving me crazy. Do you see this look right now? This is the look of sanity. Total sanity saying, excuse me, looking at insanity. Don't forget it, please. You're going to see it more and more. He cut down, I think there's like 4 or 5 trees. Not cut them down. Pruned them like it was the middle of February or it was, December. And they're bald now. I mean, really, can you just get my nails and rip them off? Rip my nails off! Pardon me. Sorry that I'm getting so emotional about it. Why not? Why can't we? And say, penalize this person. Because I noticed that last year, I mean, here I am. I have a huge fucking apple tree and I can't eat all the apples. And I loved giving them away. I loved seeing those boxes of apples emptying out within a day and a half that I put up on the street. I noticed his apple tree and what he did. Oh, they all were there, and then they fell down, and they're all on the ground. All of them. There was like 70 or 150 fruits, and then they all began to rot. And see, this is happening around the time. Okay, it's like after that he put the asphalt in, and I'm so upset about it. And then that happens. It's like, do people see who we are here? I'm not using these people as a punching bag. When I go over there and tell them, no, you be more conscientious than this. I don't like feeling like I'm the only one that knows how to speak, how to move, meditating. I'm not fucking shrouded down with this fucking world. I'm not too fucking busy to just, how else are you going to do it, babe? You really think that you're going to vote for somebody over there that's going to take care of this ambiance of the social society? No. Here's the story of Jesus Christ. That person was so fed up and conceived plainly that everybody's living wrong, and then that fucking money system was going to let it happen as an excuse, basically. Thought it would be a great idea because guess what we can do with it? We can create scarcity. Who knows? But that person had enough. Had enough and said, excuse me, I know that we don't die here, and this is really actually my territory. If it was a woman, yes, this is my territory. All of this is mine. You're trying to take the trees that come down away from me? When I don't take it all for me and sell it, you stupid assholes. I just need a little bit. And you leave a little bit for everybody else, and you actually make it available a little bit. Otherwise, it's trashed like those fucking apples out there laying on the ground. And then what? Just cut it out? I am so sick and goddamn tired of what I'm looking at as a fucking wannabe shitting civilization that cuts out common sense. Because money is feeding a goddamn demonic state of mind. You like me, huh? No, you won't sit next to me, will you? But you know what we might see? We might see it within the next few years, 7 years, 10 years. Something's going to change. Something has to change. First of all, you look at the people who have already managed a bandwidth of care for each other that isn't starving each other out, but actually just, it's love. It's working. And see, this is where I got to get going. See, I think it could be done in my community that people can just come together more and say, wow, yeah, no, what is happening? And start communicating common sense.
because it's smarter. The thing is that there's an entity, there's something here that says, no, you can't have your common sense. Now, babes, the war that I can tell that's going to be coming on because of this, in the next 20 years, we're going to see it. And I say we can't let it be that it's fought in quiet. No, I think that this person here next door is sick. Very sick. Um, as far as like, well, where are you? Do you like the mountains? Do you like? I, now that I rub my eyes and see, we all try to just mind our business here, but we can't do this anymore. Mind our what business? Whose business? There isn't anybody here, unless it's the truth here. You fucking people are lost. Talking about my area, babes, the area, your community. You know, if you're living around cement and boxed in, it's you can do something there. I can imagine, but it's a little bit more complicated out here, where they don't want your well-beings to go on. Down in the city, it's a faked well-being, kind of like it kind of is. I mean, it's faked here all around. I mean, all of us have a terminal sentence here. You're all going to die. Now unfollowed. 5 more chicken shits have unfollowed. Fine. People that know the truth know what I'm saying. No, yeah, everybody has got this physical body that's going to break down on them. So what the fuck are you going to do in the time that you are here? Are you going to be an asshole? Well, guess what the new saying is, just according to yesterday. Damned if you're an asshole, damned if you're not an asshole. So, big fucking deal. Are you hardy enough to handle a few cuss words and a good joke, actually? I knew somebody like that. They're an Aries, and it's like they have the most golden, warm heart. When you get close enough to them, they will take care of you like crazy. But every other thing they say is a fucking terrible joke. I mean, it's rude. It's but not rude. It's harsh, but when you listen to it, it's like it's funny. It's the truth, and it's like shit. That's hilarious. Not really hurting anybody. Just getting into their minds and going, and if you want to do anything, that's, it's a psychological warfare out there. And if you can hit them with something completely different than the programming, but really, you know what? No. Push back, counteract it, tell them, no, this is taking advantage of everybody here, and you don't make any sense. You just don't, you don't. And you're going to go home tonight and just stew away in your black fucking night that's coming. Black dark night of the soul. How many people haven't gone through it yet? And now what the fuck are we going to do here? This is so dangerous. This is so fucking dangerous. Because there are people out there that are willing to turn us into punching bags, right? Without doing the work to become conscious. No, really, no, not around me, hun. I'm going to go back there and say, remember me? And let me tell you something. I come here, I have yard working jobs that I do, and you've seen me empty out truckloads after truckloads here for fucking how many decades? Probably not, but he's been here long enough to know and see. And I'm going to tell him, no, just going to tell him, no, you've seen me plenty of enough, and I'm going to remind you, okay? Because something happened the other day that I think was totally unacceptable, and I'm going to tell him. You have to say something. Just shorten it up and say, I'm letting you know I'm going to empty these buckets out. I'm going to grab a couple sticks out of the pile, and it's not taking advantage of you. And I'm not threatening your job, okay? And you do not treat women this way, cutting their fucking ability to take care of themselves off. That's my life. I don't care about your job. You don't even fucking belong there. This needs to change. That resource going out the back ass of a mentality that is just stupid. Now what? throw me in the fire. I'll be your leader. Do it again. Because here's the story of Jesus. When they kill that person, everybody feels so fucking bad. You know, I think we can live better, can't we? Yes, please, treat everybody well. Here, do you want a few more pennies? Yes, I'll give you a few more pennies. Here, give a few more pennies away.